Peace and blessings, everyone. Welcome to Real Talk with Kasim. Real Talk with Kasim is designed to bring information and concerns of our community to the forefront. We here at Real Talk with Kasim, we respect the opinions and we value our guests. We value our leadership. We value the comments. We here at Real Talk with Kasim do not entertain gossip, nor do we entertain disrespect. We humbly ask that we all remain respectful towards one another at all times. We at Real Talk with Kasim aspire to inspire before we expire. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings to you all. Peace and blessings to the kings. Peace and blessings to the queens. It's a pleasure. It's an honor to be here today at this platform. It is an honor to be able to live another day and to receive another evening. For this, we are truly grateful. Thank the Creator for everything that's good. And the mishaps that take place, it may be unfortunate to us, but we thank the Creator for that because it brings about a balance. So in other words, how will we know what hot water is if we never touch cold water? Peace, light, love, and liberation to you all. Family, welcome to Real Talk with Kasim.
Welcome to Real Talk with Kasim.
Let's push things forward.
Hey, the show that aspires to inspire before we expire.
Let's push things forward.
Today is a wonderful day. It's a beautiful day. I want to get on tonight and speak to you all to let you know some of the things that's going on, and particularly in the city of Passaic. And also let's talk about some news. And one of the things that I would like to talk about today is what some people are talking about, and it's about this R. Kelly situation, this R. Kelly thing. And I want to know everybody's perspective on it. Like, how do you feel about the R. Kelly situation? Opposed to this brother being found guilty on his charges, and you look at him as being a black man, and then you see these other individuals from other ethnicities and other backgrounds who have similar charges or who have done worse, who's not locked up, or who won their cases. So I just want to know how anyone's perspective will be, and this is not glorifying nor is it condoning any type of mishaps or pedophilia or anything of that nature, because anyone who disrespects children, takes advantage of women on that level, consequences should exist and they need to deal with them correctly. Peace and blessings to the God Jahim. Peace and blessings to you, brother. And this is also a test run tonight for our YouTube page, which is Real Talk with Kasim. Our YouTube page, it kicks off tonight, and this is just a test run for it. So we wanted to see how the clarity would be on the screen and things of that nature. And I had to make sure that I got the right glasses, prescription glasses, so that we could see better, and give it a more of a different look. But I would like to know how you all feel. To all you kings and queens, how did you all feel? Oh, my screen just froze for a second. That was odd. But I would just like to know, how do you all feel? And one of the questions I would like to say to you brothers and sisters, to you kings and queens, is this. That's a question I want to ask. When it comes to these type of platforms, these Facebook shows and with the content that's being put out there, what is it that you all would like to talk about? What type of issues or things that's taking place around you or within certain geographical locations or in the world? Like, what would you like to talk about? What you like? What would you like to see or hear more of? We're coming back with the conversation about relationships. We haven't forgotten about that. We also will be coming back on. We're talking about a challenge that we are looking forward to doing this Thursday, and that's the Breath for Life challenge with the Queen, A. Marie. Peace and blessings to my brother Olsen. Peace and blessings, King. And just want to see what certain type of content would you all like to see. But I'm gonna let everyone know now that there's Black People United, which is a new movement starting up in Passaic. And what we did was some of the brothers who went out to Bragg Park, and what we did was with the memorial wall right there, Connie Bragg Memorial. We painted it. We cleaned up the park, and we dug up some holes so that way we could plant some poles, from flag poles that will be placed there. And the flag poles that will be placed there, the flags will be United States flag, in which we had to have up. Then we will have the state of New Jersey flag. And out of respect for those who fight for us on the battlefield, we will have the POW for those prisoners of war. And then we will also have up in the city of Passaic, where history will be made. We will be having the African Liberation flag that will be up on its own pole, that will be up 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. We will have the African Liberation flag that will be flying in Bragg Park. That's to come. The date is to come. Like I said, we instilled the holes in the ground for the poles to be placed there. And the actual event, the ceremony that will take place, is still being put together, and we will acknowledge and keep everyone up to date on that. The brother Jay Jaheim said that the development of the young Black youth in America. That's peace. That's peace. Hey, brother Jaheim, when you talk about the development of the young Black youth in America, what exactly are you talking about? What exactly are you talking about? For those who might not understand what it is that you're saying. So let me give the brother a call. Ja, I'm going to give you a call, Ja. Let me get the brother a call. See if we can get him on the tune. Let me see if we can get the brother on here. Hold on 1 second, family. Let's see if we get the brother on. Let's see. Because I know the brother be busy too.
Peace.
Peace, black man. How you feeling?
I'm glad you feel that, sir.
Indeed. Welcome to Real Talk with Kasim. Brother, I called you because I asked the question of what it is that individuals would like to see more of, the content. What would they like to see addressed in their areas, geographical locations in which they live. And you put up, you commented, you said the development of young Black youth in America. For those who might not know, or for those who in the replay, what it is do you mean when you say that, brother?
What I mean about that is for the young Black youth to develop this, meaning education, knowing their masculinity in this life that we're living in. Education is one thing that's a must, but also knowing who they are as a people. You know, knowing as far as going through schooling, going through trials and tribulations, going off to college, education, and their masculinity and knowing who they are as a people, man. That's what I'm basically talking about. Growing up being doctors, lawyers, politicians, all the above, you know, that makes a difference to our race of people. You know, not only Black people, but Hispanics as well. You know, I'm just, I sit back and can recall when I was young and seeing how we grew up. We grew up striving for perfection. Today, I see a lot of people, young Black youth, they're growing up to become rappers and things like that. Well, there's more obligated jobs and stuff like that in America that needs to be fulfilled, such as doctors and lawyers and dentists of people of color. You know, we need to step our game up, and we need more older brothers giving more advice, talking to the youth, getting out there, more programs for them to come to, more youth centers. That is exactly what I'm talking about, Aki.
All right, hey, brother, let me ask you this question. Like, where are you later? You in the Carolinas right now, right, brother?
I live in Panama City, Florida.
Oh, Florida. That's right. You're in Florida. Now,
Yes, sir.
let me ask you this. Is there a major difference between how the youth are up here opposed to the youth down there?
Well, I'll say like this right here. It's what's going on in America is not to be hidden. Like they say, the revolution would not be televised, which is saying that the same things that's going on up in the north is going on here in the south. What it is how they are being brought up. There's no difference in the south than there are up north. You know, maybe things probably be a little different, maybe a little bit more quieter down here. But other than that, you know, the south is not progressing as fast as the east is going.
All right. And how was it down there as far as this pandemic going with the vaccinations or the wearing of masks? What are they doing down there as far as wearing the mask? In particular, the youth?
Down here, they're in Panama City. They're only wearing masks in certain buildings. You can walk freely without a mask on, and there's people who are still wearing masks, but it's not a requirement, or it's not being stipulated as it's being stipulated up north.
Okay. That's deep.
Mm-hmm.
That's deep, brother.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, while I got you on the phone, let me ask you this too, brother. How do you feel about, because man, every time you turn around, right? It's blatant disrespect towards us as a collective, us as a people, right? Every time you turn around, whether it's on a job site, whether it's through aggressive physical confrontations, how do you see like we say when we talk about education, we want our children, of course, to go and thrive and to be the best they can be and to live better than the way we have, right? Because we supposed to be the ones that make it more easier or comfortable for the young kings and queens of gods and goddesses that come after us. So, but with the amount of racism, like systemic racism, blatant racism, period, like it's so visible right now. It's to the point like, why should I go get an education when I'm going to go get a job somewhere and I'm going to have to deal with racism that's going to cause me to hurt somebody?
Racism here in America is more, I would say racism in America is more prominent now than was in the past, because now we have different people, a lot of different minorities coming over into America. And when they're coming over into America, they're coming over there making a stand. And when they're making a stand, that means that they are elevating among themselves, meaning that they're uniting within themselves. And when they're uniting within themselves, they know that we, as Black Americans, have always been here. And when they come over here, their sole purpose is to get ahead. And they feel so that just because we have been here for so long and not doing the things that we should be doing, then they come over here and they make progress while we sit back and we look. So therefore, if we don't unite as a people, and start to developing more jobs, human resources for our younger youth, then it's going to be like that. It's what they call uniting. If we don't unite and start building together and start coming forth with with new businesses coming, inspiring our young youth to for more education to start their own businesses and stuff like that, then we'll be stuck in a rut. That's when we first come in. So therefore, racism starts extremely the same way that I just said, because they're outdoing us. And we've been here for the longest. If we don't start uniting and coming together and start creating jobs and stuff like that, then we're going to find that. Because down here in Florida, you have a lot of Jamaican people coming down to Panama City and they're working on the beaches. It swears that a lot of the other young black youth, they don't want to take a job for $13 an hour. And they want to, when they come there, there'll be more there. Of course, they're not going to let a black American come in and outdo them on the job if they're not working for $13 an hour, or it may be $15 an hour up in New York or Jersey, whereas that's only like $13. And some people still getting paid $8 an hour. But these foreign people are taking on these jobs, whereas that our younger youth refuse to take on jobs that's not paying minimum wages. So therefore, when they get to a job and there's more of them than it is us, then they feel somewhat out of hand. They feel like they're being discriminated against. If we don't come together as a people and start working and start developing ourselves and start wanting to do better for ourselves, then of course people from other countries gonna come in and they're gonna take our place. We are no longer the niggers or Negroes of America. You have these other Hispanic people coming in, and they're what they call the second-class Negroes. They're taking on jobs that we wouldn't take on. They're taking on jobs that they're getting out there and they're developing. And you see them around here riding in better cars than we have. So we can't look at them and say, I don't like because they're doing better. They're doing better because they come over here and they take on jobs. Whereas that a lot of our young youth don't want to take on jobs and go out and work and start doing for themselves. And that's where that racism comes in, because they see that the black man and the black woman, some of us don't want to get out there in progress the way that we should be. That's where racism plays a great part here in the South, in Florida, as well as New York. We're outnumbered. Black people are coming back down south from up north because they feel as though that they're being outnumbered. Racism starts with that as well.
Brother, I thank you and appreciate you, man, for answering the phone and being on with us tonight, brother. We will be reaching out to you again, man. Thank you very much, brother. Peace to the God.
Thank you.
The brother says, peace and blessings to brother Jaheim. Also, brother Sean. The brother Sean D. King says it goes back further than that. Oh, yeah, definitely. Of course it does. He was just saying, as far as different acts that's taking place, or in particularly right there, right now where he's at. But of course, racism started from way back then. Now, let me ask this question. Being that we know racism, or we know where it comes from, we know who's doing it. Is racism stopping us from getting ahead? That's what my question I want to ask us. Is racism stopping you from getting ahead? And is it stopping us as a collective from getting ahead? That's a question that I'm asking, and I'm going to reach out tonight. I'm going to be making some phone calls, asking people, selected people, questions.
Respect, love, honesty, admiration, and upliftment is needed at all times. Peace, light, and love.
So the Queen, Donna, peace and blessings, Queen, says no. She says that it's not stopping us. So let me make a call and reach out to the Queen, Ashley Lipscomb, and see if she answers the phone. She has no idea that I'm calling because she's out there fighting in the schools, and particularly when it comes to systemic racism and things of that nature. Let me see if we can get on the phone for a quick second. Brother Sean says, nope, it doesn't stop us.
Hello?
Peace and blessings, Queen. How you feeling?
I'm good. How you doing, cousin?
All right, I'm good. Listen, do you have 1 minute?
Yeah.
All right. The reason why I'm asking this is because I don't want to put you on the spot, although you're on the spot. I'm calling you from the live, right?
All right.
So welcome again to Real Talk with Kasim. I want to ask this question to you because I asked this question. The question is this: being that we know that white supremacy exists, right? We
Yeah.
all know it exists. The question is it stopping you from getting ahead, or is it stopping us as a collective from getting ahead?
Woo. That's a question on live. Hey, y'all. Is it stopping me or is it stopping us? Well, for me, I understand collective liberation to be all of us. So therefore, if white supremacy exists, it then stops the collective from being able to thrive in the way that it should. And so white supremacy culture in and of itself dictates how we're able to get resources, what policies are being enacted that will either benefit us or harm us, right? And also, it just doesn't look out for our best interest. So yes, on an individual level, I hear the folks out there like, well, if I did it, the other people can do it too. But when we think about collective liberation, who does that serve? Right. So just because you're able to fight against the systems that be and we're able to, garner some sense of success, but if the collective does not do that, then what good is that? And that's just me personally, right? And that's just how I understand that any tool of white supremacy used against one of us can be used against us, can be used against you later, right? And so if that tool continues to exist, then it's just going to continue to harm the collective. And that is never good for anyone. I think one of the things we have to remember is that it's really about community. And I know white supremacy teaches us that it's individualistic and that's the way that we, move up the ladder. But in essence, the ladder has to exist in order to keep capitalism functioning, white supremacy functioning, the 1% in the position that it's in, all of those things. And none of that benefits us. And so we don't need the ladder to exist.
Right.
So that's where I see that.
And I told you I wasn't going to hold you on long, so thank you. See, because I caught you off guard, but I wanted a different perspective. Thank you so much, and I will be reaching out to you again. I appreciate you, Queen. Thank you.
All right, yeah, of course. Y'all take care.
All right, peace. That was the Queen Ashley Lipscomb, and if you just tuning in.
Welcome to Real Talk with Kasim.
Let's push things forward.
The show that aspires to inspire before we expire.
Let's push things forward.
Peace, light, love, and liberation to you all. Welcome to Real Talk with Kasim. What we're doing tonight is we're just calling people, calling up some kings, calling up some queens, not just people, calling up my brothers, my sisters, and asking them just random questions, and particularly about what's going on in the world, whether it's with racism, with the R. Kelly thing that's taking place right now, just life in general. So nobody knows that I'm calling them. I'm calling them up and just asking questions, get some information. Let me see if we can reach.
Please leave your message for 47.
I can't get her right. That's the breath challenge queen right there. Oh, she's on. Hey Marie. Oh, Hey Marie's on. She says peace, greetings, kings, and Real Talk community. She knew I was calling her. She knew I was calling her. Hey Marie, the queen. See if Hey Marie, I'm calling you.
Hello?
Peace and blessings, queen. How you feeling?
Peace and blessings, King. I am. How about you?
I am. And will always be, right?
Yes. Absolutely.
Yes. Since I had to reach out to you, like I said, I'm making random calls. And let me ask this question. First of all, with the R. Kelly situation, with him just being found guilty, and it's not so much that I can't say placing judgment, far as the perspective of what's taking place with him in this case. How do you feel about that, sister?
You asking me?
Yes.
So let me just say this. Um, R. Kelly is gifted, just like we all are spirit beings, and we have manifested into this physical dimension, right? So I can't address something that I don't dwell in, and I know that might sound a little odd to people, but whatever is playing out in this physical dimension has frequencies and vibrations that have caused it.
Right.
Oh, somebody! So I got thrown. Somebody's calling me right now. That have caused that. So the R. Kelly, the manifestation of God as R. Kelly that I connect with was never on trial.
Okay. Right. Right.
You see what I'm saying? So I have no heaven or hell to put the works of this flesh in that manifested through the being called R. Kelly. So
Right.
I don't have any thoughts about it because I put nothing to it.
Sister, when it comes to discipline in our community, why is discipline so needed?
Why is discipline so needed? We are a soul people. We are a soul people. And our connection is spiritual. And when we walk ignorant of that or separate from that, it creates this suffering that we experience in the forms of racial injustice, black on black crime, as they say. All these things are manifestations, again, of an ill and dis-ease in this dimension that does not affect who we are as people. And us not being aware of that causes us to live under the illusion of what we have been presented with in this physical dimension, while the reality remains what it is. And I know I'm going to sound, I know I'll probably go on the ledge, but what I'm getting ready to say is I've traveled to Africa. I've spent time in the villages. And there's a disconnect. There's a disconnect between what happened here across the Atlantic versus what the story was on the other side of the Atlantic. But where there is no disparity is in the fact that we are a soul people. And here's what I have come to. That if we are a soul people, right, the essence of who we are is not physical. It's not a physical manifestation. It's a spirit manifestation. That's what allows us to overcome. That's what allows us to build civilizations. That's what allows us to build communities in spite of the adversity. That speaks to who we are, the soul of who we are. So here's what I'm saying. This is what I've come to in speaking to my ancestors and others and speaking on both sides of the Atlantic, is it possible that we're seeing something in a way that it wasn't experienced? Because I operate from spirit first, and I haven't always operated from spirit first. But when I am exposed to a situation here, it doesn't affect me like it used to affect me because I don't operate from this dimension first. So if this is a soul people, right, and this is the people who came across the Atlantic, is it possible that even though they experienced injustice, that it didn't touch them in the deepest part of who they were? Because when I was sharing with people in Ghana, they don't have that, so they don't have that connection, right? So they can't connect to the whole slavery piece that happened because they didn't experience it. But the people that came here that did experience it, though, did they lose their sense of spirituality and who they were as a people? So it's almost like you can touch the body, but you can't touch the soul. So I have allowed that experience to transition to something deeper and greater. So see, I don't live out that whole slavery, injustice piece, because the soul of who my people is a royalty, is a priesthood. And that remains intact, irregardless of what we experience through slavery. And that is what will keep us and bring us back to ourselves, is the spiritual discipline. See, that discipline spiritually is what's going to remind us of who we truly are, while we still traverse in these injustice streets, though. And so again, just like the situation with R. Kelly, that I can't really speak to it physically, I know that intrinsically it's necessary for us to come back to ourselves spiritually to enable us to rise above what we've been exposed to and be the people who we always were and always will be.
We have become so detached from reality that I feel we have put a false reality within inside our conscious, and we're chasing something that doesn't even exist.
Wow, brother. I just read, and there's a book called Stillness Speaks. And this is exactly what it speaks about. It speaks about us being disconnected from our higher consciousness. And in doing so, we have created a false reality,
Right.
an illusion of what it really is. And so that creates a disparity and a separation from what we truly are. So we feel like we're floundering out here because of what we created. Like, we created this.
Right.
We created this false narrative. We did. Through our thinking, brother, through our thinking.
Right. Like they have one of the degrees in supreme mathematics, which is the language and information based upon a nation of gods and earths at one time called the 5%ers. And it states that in order to love, you got to go through some type of hell to come out right.
Okay.
But one of the things that most individuals don't understand is the hell is what you create.
Yes.
So,
That's,
go ahead.
wow.
So if you create the hell mentally, you automatically indulge and live in it physically.
Come on.
So
That's wow.
Right. So we don't understand that through things such as white supremacy exists. But the question I have to that is, how can we literally get out of it as a collective when collectively we're disconnected?
See, and this is where I see that as we're awakening to the truth of who we are, that frequency affects others, even whether they're aware of it or not. And so it's each one waking up to each one as you're waking up to it, it's like a dominoes effect. And so it's like so me, I'm not giving any energy to that space. So where I would be giving energy to it, I'm giving energy to the higher consciousness. So that creates an elevation within my sphere. And so those around me that connect to that, it creates like this kind of a ripple effect. And so it's almost like as we're awakening, and we are, that when we create that space around us, it affects the collective though. So that there's not so much dense energy within the collective as it appears. This surface stuff is not really speaking to what's really going on, because like you said, there has to be some chaos to come to the wisdom, if you will. Like there has to be, you know what I mean? Many things are created out of chaos and out of confusion and out of suffering. A lot of things come out of it. So there's great beauty and a lot to be gleaned through what we're going through. And this is a shift. There's a shift that's occurring. And so this is necessary. Even the conversation we're having about white supremacy and things of this nature, see, these are necessary conversations that will move that dense energy to the higher vibration that needs to be. And those who have already awakened to this can undergird those that are coming to it in the meantime. So there's hope, and there's definitely a shift.
And it's the vibration that gets rid of white supremacy.
And see, that's breath. That's breath. And we don't realize that breath is a vibration. There is a vibration to that. There's a frequency for breath. that permeates everything.
Right, but you're not going to talk
Beautiful
about that.
to pray. It's really beautiful to orate. It's even more beautiful to breathe.
Right, but sister, we're going to leave that alone because that's coming Thursday.
Okay.
All right? I had to cut you off. I know where you was going with it. I know where you was.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Because you're talking about tapping into our discipline.
Right.
Our discipline starts with our breath.
That's exactly why I asked that. Now, being that you answered that about the discipline, now let me ask this. Isn't it to the contrary a blatant disrespect to us how we allow people to control the way that we breathe?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We don't even breathe or take the breath. Everybody wants to go to the gym, or most people want to go to the gym to get bulky. There's a lot of us trying all these different diets to become slim. But you could be slim and bulky and still not be healthy unless you are in alignment with the breath.
Exactly. And what we don't realize is that our organs have to be matured. Just like our body grows, in order for our organs to mature, and I mean, when I say mature, I mean to be able to work at their peak functionality, that requires breath. Same thing with our brain. Our brain can grow, but it requires breath. Perfect example, I have my grandchildren with me that I'm raising. And so I've got an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old. And so through this pandemic, right, we've been around people who have had the virus. We've been exposed to it many, many times. The most that they've been affected by, maybe they could have sniffled the next day, but within 24 hours, gone. And it speaks to the health of their immune system. So we don't run from it. We don't run from it at all. And so it just shows you just how powerful the mind is too. Because I keep telling them, nothing can come into your system without your permission. Don't give something permission. And fear does that. That fear based, what if I get it and people are dying? And it is a very, very real thing. But the mind is a very real thing too. Right. And at 8 and 10, they understand the power of their mind and the importance of breath. And so by having a strong immune system, and definitely doing the elderberry and the zinc and those other things to help reinforce, but the fact that I have instilled in them the importance of keeping their immune system strong, right? Not taking these vaccines, even when they were kids. And so their immune system is strong. Mm-hmm. So they might get a little thing like what they're saying to people who take the vaccine. Maybe they might get a little outbreak. They've had no vaccine. Right. And they've been around people with full-blown COVID, and that has not affected them. It might come in and trickle, but it's gone within 24 hours.
Right. Sister, thank you for answering that phone. We will see you Thursday, and we will speak prior to. I want to thank you once again, and we will be talking.
Love you, King.
Love you as well. Peace, light, love, and liberation, Queen.
Peace.
We want to thank the Queen for picking up the phone. And one of the questions that I'm going to ask before I call this other is, what is education? What is education, and how important is education? Now, somebody say, it's a dumb question. Don't you know there's so many people who don't even know what education is? So we're gonna reach out. And this will be our last call for this evening. And I'm going to reach out to the Queen. Reach out to the Queen on the last in particular question. The brother Sean says, the breath brings forth the word which speaks the positive word into yourself and others.
Good evening.
Good evening. Peace and blessings, Queen. How you doing? Oh, pardon me. I hit the wrong button. I hit the wrong button for a question. How you doing, beloved? I hit the wrong button. How you doing, Maritza?
I'm great. How are you?
All right, good. Maritza, I'm reaching out today, and I'm just calling selected people based upon certain questions that we're asking. And we're gonna close this out because I find it so interesting. And I'm going to be talking to you about you coming on next week, because what I'm going to ask you is so important, because most people don't even know what this is. It's something small, but yet it's big. It's like a micro out to a macro. And the question is, what is education?
What is education? Education is knowledge that's given to you, things that you never knew before. Someone teaches it to you, whether it be showing you by example, showing you based on proof, scientific facts, anything that you're able to take and then maintain it in your knowledge base is education. All education is not in books either.
There you go. There you go. That's what I'm getting at next. Now, because when I asked the question, and I've been asking around this particular question of what is education, and then I asked them, where is the information coming from? Is the information in the books? Does all information come from within inside the book? And don't you know, unfortunately, and I'm using that word in its proper perspective, unfortunately, the majority of those who I asked said that 98% of the information that they have received has come from a book. And I had to disagree with them, respectfully.
I agree with you. I agree on that point. A lot of the things that we learned, we did not learn from a book. Our parents were our first teachers, or our caregivers were our first teachers. They didn't sit there looking at a book to teach us how to speak, how to walk, how to talk, how to read. You know, maybe to read they used a book to help us learn how to what letters were and what numbers were, but then they used manipulatives to show us how to, this is how these three things, you count them 1, 2, 3 because you're seeing them, you're touching them. And that didn't come from a book. That came from someone showing you something. People that learn how to cook just by sight. My mother didn't teach me how to cook by saying this takes 1 teaspoon, 1/4 teaspoon. No, I sat down and watched my mother cook. That's how I learned how to cook.
Right. Now, this is interesting. The brother Sean King said this. He said, your imagination is more important than education, and man-made education is his story, not ours. Now, when you say your imagination, he went from imagination to your experience is more important than education. I would like for him to clarify that. That's interesting. Would you say, Maritza?
Yeah, absolutely.
He said, he changed from your imagination to your experience is more important than education. But isn't your experience education?
Somewhat.
He said, your experience is more important than education, and man-made education is his story, not ours. Okay. Maritza, let me ask this question.
Yeah.
Why is it necessary to be educated?
Oh my goodness. And it's necessary for me, it's necessary to be educated, but also well informed. What people that have power, the powerful people in this country that are keeping those that are not in power down, do not like it when we have information. The people that do not want us to thrive, that do not want us to excel, want the best of the best for them, and they don't want to share, and they don't want to reach back to help anyone else get to the same point where they are. So I can use myself as an example. When I get information that is valuable, knowledgeable information that can help a parent get what their child deserves, I'm going to share that out with everybody. I'm not going to just keep it for myself.
Right.
Why should I?
Right.
If I see an opportunity for a child to go somewhere for free, and all they have to do is get some information in, I'm going to make sure everybody knows it.
That's right.
Because everyone deserves the same opportunities regardless of their socioeconomic status, regardless of their zip code.
Right. I was trained,
and that's because of the information that is shared. We have more strength in numbers when we share information, share knowledge, share what we know, teach each other, and teach our children to learn what we learn. And it's not just in books, because we know a lot of people that have degrees, many degrees, but they don't have any damn sense.
You better believe it. You better believe it. You better. That is such a fact. But it's a peace and blessings. I thank you for answering that phone. Thank you so much. And like I said, I'm getting this real talk thing all together. We revamping some stuff, and I will have you back on. I'm looking at next week, but we're ironing it out and see what your schedule is like. And for those,
it'll be my pleasure.
And you coming on tomorrow. So can you talk about that? Get the information out right now.
I actually won't come on tomorrow for my show, but I will go live for a little while. I'm currently in Reading, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
I'm attending the Pennsylvania Latino Convention.
Oh.
My hope is to be able to network with people from across the state of Pennsylvania and anybody else who decides to come in for this convention to let them know about the National Parents Union in my role as Northeast Regional Organizer. So don't be surprised. I mean, if anyone has anything going on, Kasim, up top, anything having to do with education, children, families, hell, if you having issues and you need to go to the school board and you need some help, let me know and I'll be there.
Say no more. This see, so it's perfect why we bringing you on next week, contingent upon your schedule. So,
oh no, I'll make myself available for you. You know that.
Say so. So we'll be. I will discuss a date with you tomorrow.
Okay.
God willing. All right, sister. And do me a favor, get home safe, because your hubby will be mad if you don't get your butt home.
No, I won't be going home till Thursday. This started today, so he'll be good. He's taking care of the home front. He's taking care of the children while I'm doing my thing.
I know that's right. That support system is powerful, ain't it?
Yeah.
So thank you very much, and we'll talk tomorrow on setting the date up for next week. I appreciate you.
Not a problem.
And while you're down there, stay safe, Queen.
Thank you very much, King.
You got it.
Have a good night.
You as well.
Peace.
We just had the Queen Maritza on. It was a blessing to have you all on. And Brother Sean said, I'm going to reach out to you. That's no problem, Brother Sean. In my inbox, text me your number, and we'll connect like we always do, brother. All right? So with that being said, thank everyone who took the initiative, the time out today. Tune in to Real Talk with Kasim. You know what? We've been trying to revamp some stuff. Although you see it in the background, it still looks the same. But we're taking this Real Talk thing to a different level. I don't want to talk about it on here. You'll see it as we're setting up where we've been looking for some things, and everything is falling together. So I just said we're going to come on, and we're going to, of course, there's people who want to come on to Real Talk. They want to see Real Talk. So we decided to come on today. I'll be putting a poster up tomorrow, about Thursday, about the breath challenge. So Brother Sean, Brother Jaheim, Sister Sharon, the kings and queens, all of you, we need you all to tune in Thursday for this. We're going to go for a 7-day breath challenge. No, I said I was going to do it. We initially said 7, but I want to do it we want to make it simple. Just before we go into the 5, 7, and 30 day, we're gonna do 3. We're gonna do a 3-day breath challenge. 3 days, just something small, light. 3 days, and then we're gonna come. For those who do it, we'll call you up and we'll get your feedback on it. Matter of fact, it's gonna be from Thursday, so we'll start Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I'm sorry, everybody, we have to do it. We have to do it for 5 days because it'll be from Thursday to Tuesday. It'll be from Thursday to Tuesday because we want everyone to come back that following show to tell us, to give us your feedback. So we're gonna have the Queen on Thursday. So Friday we started Friday morning. We got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and we're back on Tuesday. So Friday, so Tuesday. So we're gonna Queen A. Marie. It's gonna be 5. It's gonna be 5-day breath challenge. 5-day from Thursday to Tuesday. From Tuesday, we'll reach out to Brother Jaheim. We'll reach out to Brother Sean. We'll reach out to if the Queen Deborah. Peace and blessings to you, Queen. If anybody who comes on and entertains and embraces the 5-day breath challenge, we're gonna reach out to them. We'll ask them to send their number in, and we'll call them and ask about the experience, or if they want to come on the screen, they can come on and tell us. And one thing about the Queen A. Marie is when we do our challenge, she reaches out to everyone via text, and she be on you. She be on to make sure that you're comfortable. You know what I mean? She smooths it out, and it goes right. So I asked the sister to reach out to the queens, and me myself, I reach out to the kings. I mean, so that way we keep that line right there, and we keep it on point. So for all those who tune in and accept the 5-day breath challenge, Queen A. Marie will be reaching out to you all, and me, I reach out to the brothers. Although online, she reach out to everyone, which is through Messenger, things of that nature. So this Thursday, I'll be putting a flyer out tomorrow about this Thursday, the 5-day breath challenge. Please, when we post this flyer, please repost the flyer, because you have individual friends on your page that we might not have, and we might have friends that you might not have. So that's one way of support, is to share the information. When the flyer goes up, we humbly and respectfully ask everyone to please repost the flyer so we can reach out and get as many people as we can aware of the information about the breath challenge. And remember, information is free. It's what you do with it that costs. So we're going to be reaching out to everyone about the 5-day challenge. Now, with this being said, on the way out, I would like to give a strong acknowledgement to the family members, the children of our belated sister, our sister Fentress Finney Carter, who just made that transition, who has become an elder. Whew, give me chills. Pardon me, who has become an ancestor. And I want to send nothing but positive energy, frequency out to the family members and daughters, the grandchildren, siblings of Sister Fentress Finney Carter. We ask that the Creator accept the sister, the queen, within inside the bosoms of heaven, as she gets connected to the all. And it's not to say connected meaning that she was disconnected, because one thing about the all is everything. You can't add or you can't subtract from the all, because the all is everything. The all is a part of us as we are a part of the all. So I'd like to say that before I get all choked up and teary-eyed. I just would like to send the love and condolences out to the family and them daughters of Sister Fentress Finney Carter. With that being said, everyone, if no one loved you today, pardon me. Whew. If no one told you that they love you today, then let us be the first to tell you we love you. And remember, this pandemic, we say it every show, this pandemic, this COVID thing, coronavirus, whatever you want to call it, is live. When you are in the company of others, please wear your mask. This is not a joke. Me, myself, I happen to be a COVID survivor thus far. And it's serious. And for those who think that this is a joke, and for those who think this is a game, if you think it's a joke, and for all those who say that it's not real, I don't know where that comes from, for all you who believe that this COVID thing is not real, let me say this to you. I got cousins, family members who passed away from COVID. If you think that is not real, can you please go bring them back? I would strongly appreciate you if you could go and bring them back, if this is not real, if this COVID thing is a joke, for all those loved ones who have passed from COVID, if you think this is a joke, if you think this is not real, please go back to where they at. Go inside the grave and bring them back to life. Please, I would appreciate it. And that's something that I know, that we know you can't do, which signifies that this COVID thing is real. So please wear your mask. Please wear your mask when you're in the company of others. Please wash your hands. Wash your face. Wash your consciousness. Please be safe. Please be safe. The Queen says, I am a COVID-19 survivor. Renee, please, brother. So please be safe. You know, they have certain people in political positions have been telling people, don't wear your mask. You ain't got to wear your mask. Well, let me tell you this. Those who be telling you don't wear your mask is damn fools. Those are the individuals that you should not trust. Because anybody that tells you to not wear your mask, I'm telling you that they don't give a damn about you. But at Real Talk with Kasim, we care. So we humbly and respectfully ask that when you are in the company of others, please wear your mask. And I know you can see some certain lives that I do that I be having my mask off, and I happen to embrace brothers. I slip up myself as well at times. But the majority of times I'm wearing my mask. But it takes for you not to be wearing your mask one time in the company of others. And that one time can cost you the rest of your life. So please wear your mask. Please wash your hands. Wash your face. Wash your consciousness. Wash your body. Let's deal with purification. Purification starts here first. In your mind. Technically. Literally, purification starts with the breath. But the most purest thing that we have is the breath. So please practice social distancing. And I always say that we here at Real Talk, we have a song, catchy song that we play. It's just a reminder in a nice, catchy way for you to wash your hands. But in washing your hands, when we say wash your hands, what we're saying is that's just not just wash your hands. We're talking about your thought process. We're talking about the mask wearing. We're talking about the social distancing. Please build yourself. Drink that elderberry. Get that vitamin C. Get that D3. Get that sea moss. Get them vegetables in you. Get certain fruits in you. Take your vitamins. Start washing your face. I mean, not wash your face, but take some alcohol and clean your face off because the water is contaminated. We must take better care of ourselves. And in the process of taking better care of ourselves, we can be stronger for our elders and we can uplift our youth. So please stand strong. And the song goes like this.
1, 2,
3. Wash your hands. It just takes 20 seconds. Wash your hands. It's for your own protection. No exceptions, no objections. You'll make such a nice impression. No infection if you only wash your hands. And you're done. Scrub it up, dub, dub, dub. And you're done. Scrub it up, dub, dub, dub. Now you're done. Scrub it up, dub, dub, dub. All done. Scrub it up, scrub it up. All my people say scrub it up, dub, dub, dub. To the left. Scrub it up, dub, dub, dub. To the right. Scrub it up, dub, dub, dub. Okay. Scrub it up one more time. Wash your hands. It just takes 20 seconds. Wash your hands. It's for your own protection. No exceptions, no objections. You'll make such a nice impression. No infection if you only wash your hands. And you're done.
And remember, kings, and remember, queens, that you are a king and that you are a queen. and recognizing that and realizing that, I humbly, respectfully ask that you please wear your crown well. And remember, starting from today on, from the shows from today on, you can go on YouTube now and you can put in Real Talk with Kasim, and the shows will be there as well as on Facebook. But I'm humbly and respectfully asking you all, please do not forget that this Thursday, please tune in. We're going to have the breath challenge. The breath challenge is just breathing. 5-day breath challenge. We're going to have the Queen, A. Marita, to be on the show. And we're going to talk about the breath challenge, how important it is, the need for it. And don't you know that breathing correctly can heal you? You can be sick. I'm telling you, this is a fact. You can be sick and you can breathe your way up out of your sickness. Peace, light, love, liberation. And to the Queen, Deborah Atkinson Norman, peace and blessings. Queen, I haven't seen you in a while. How's the family? And I pray to all that the family continues to be safe. Remember, everyone, Real Talk with Kasim comes on Tuesdays and Thursdays for now from 8 to 9 p.m. So we humbly and respectfully ask that you all please tune in, and particularly this Thursday, for the breath challenge. It's a 5-day breath challenge where you breathe. Peace, light, love, and liberation to you all.